This combo actually breaks Marvel Snap. If you don't believe me, take a look at this. Okay, let's talk about what is actually happening here. First, we have Wong. His ability is an ongoing effect. While Wong is in a location, all on-reveal effects in this location will be activated twice. Now I'm going to stop you right there and just explain real quick. Twice by Marvel Snap logic is not the same as twice by Hearthstone logic. In Hearthstone, if you have Bran Bronzebeard on the board, which says Battle Cries activate twice, and you add a second Bran Bronzebeard, blah blah Bran Bronzebeard on the board, then your battle cries still only activate twice, because twice by Hearthstone logic is still just twice. That's not the case for Marvel Snap. Keep that in mind. Pretty simple so far, it's about to get more complicated. Ironheart is an on-reveal effect. Give 3 of your cards plus 2 power. If you play it in the same location as a Wong, it's going to do that twice, granting you 12 power in total. Now, Onslaught also has an ongoing effect, but Onslaught's ongoing effect says that other ongoing cards in this location have their effects doubled. So you play Onslaught in the same lane as Wong, what's going to happen is that Wong's effect goes off twice, and again, twice. That means an on-reveal card will go off 4 times. Now your Ironheart is giving 3 of your cards plus 2 power 4 times. That's 24 power. The power's really stacking up here. Are you with me so far? Good, because it's about to get a whole lot more complicated. Now, for the sake of argument, let's say you played a second Onslaught in the same location as the first Onslaught. So you've got 2 cards here, both of which say that other ongoing effects are doubled. That means they are both doubling each other. As a result, each of them ends up saying your ongoing effects are 4 times as effective. And then you add them together, and now all ongoing effects in this location are 8 times as effective. That's why when you get those games with Iron Man and Omega Red with 2 Onslaughts, things get out of control. With Iron Man doubling your power 8 times, and Omega Red granting each of the other locations 5 power 8 times. Is that right? Think so. We're not talking about Iron Man and Omega Red in this video. The long story short is that because both Onslaughts apply their effect to each other, they both double each other's ongoing effect, which means they each have ×4 effectiveness. Look, it makes sense, just stop thinking about it. Of course, you can't run 2 Onslaughts in the same deck, but that is where Mystique comes in. Mystique's effect copies the effect of the last card played if the last card played had an ongoing effect. So you play Onslaught and then play Mystique. It's like having 2 Onslaughts. Now remember that Wong that we played earlier in the same location? Wong's ongoing effect means that on-reveal effects trigger twice, but his ongoing effect is happening 8 times. So 8 times, twice happening 8 times. The equation ends up being 2 to the power of 8, because essentially he's doubling the on-reveal effect 8 times. That means any on-reveal effect played in a location next to Wong and Onslaught and Mystique, assuming Mystique has copied Onslaught's effect, is going to activate 256 times. Now, I actually tried this on Kamataj once, assuming that because Kamataj then doubles it again, that would be... I don't even know the maths on that. I've got written down that it would be 65,536 times, but I don't know if that's right. Yeah. Okay, my brain hurts. Let's focus on the other ways. If you try the combo in Kamataj, the game just bugs out anyway. Just don't do it. It's not worth losing the cubes that you would otherwise have definitely won. Anyway, needless to say, if you play an Ironheart and have its on-reveal effect proc 256 times, as long as you have at least 1 card in each lane, you've won the game. It doesn't really matter what your opponent's done. This is a fully fledged Exodia combo, the only downside being It takes a really long time for Ironheart's effect to go off 256 times. Now let's talk about how to realistically do the combo, because believe it or not, it is realistic and you can gain a lot of cubes with this combo. I'm serious, I got to infinity doing this. Before the last patch, Wong and Onslaught were bugged, so you had to play Onslaught first if you wanted it to interact with Wong correctly, but now that's not the case anymore. The issue is you do have to play Mystique after Onslaught, and as Onslaught is a 6-cost card, that gets complicated. We're gonna need some extra tools to make this work. Technically, you can play Mystique after Wong and then play Onslaught, but then rather than going off 256 times, your on-reveal effect will go off 8 times. Okay, correction in editing. That is wrong. The on-reveal effect will not go off 8 times, it will go off 16 times, because Wong doubles the effect, Mystique doubles the effect again, so the number you get is 4, and then Onslaught doubling everything on top of that, it makes the equation 4 to the power of 2, 4 squared, and that's 16, not 8. That would be more than enough to win you the game. If you can do Wong into Mystique into Onslaught to win the game, just do that. It will save you a lot of time and you'll always win with that many procs on the Ironheart. The only downside is it's actually harder to do that than to do what I'm about to explain in the video, just because playing Wong on 4 and then Mystique on 5 only leaves you turn 6 to play Onslaught and Ironheart somehow. Even with magic, it's not going to work. So just watch the video. I think I fried my brain at this point. How do you get this key combo consistently? Because I promise you, it's actually pretty straightforward. So you play the cards in any order except Ironheart or your on-reveal card of choice needs to be the final card played, and Mystique needs to be played after Onslaught. So ideally you need to play Onslaught pretty early. Now you could cheat some energy with Psylocke or Electro, but you're going to run into problems that way. If you're playing Psylocke on turn 4 to play Onslaught on turn 5, when are you playing Wong? And Electro will prevent you from playing 2 cards in the same turn later, which you're going to need to do. So these cards, not exactly going to cut it on their own. In fact, you don't need them at all. Now, Sarah was my next thought, but she doesn't help all that much either. Even if you cheat her out on turn 4, that means on turn 5 you need to play Onslaught. On turn 6 you need to play Mystique and Wong. I guess you could play Mystique, Wong, and Hazmat on turn 6. Does that work? Wong costs 3, Mystique costs 2, Hazmat. Yeah, okay. Technically you could do it by Psylocking out Sarah, but that's very clunky and you need to get a lot of cards in the exact right order that way. Now, of course, there are a lot of locations that will allow you to cheat out this combo easier, but we're not building a deck and relying on getting specific locations to win. So what is it? What is the easy, straightforward strategy to get this combo out? Believe me when I say it is really simple. In fact, there are 2 simple ways to get this combo out consistently. And if you're being smart, you're going to jam them both in a deck. Method 1 is Wave. If you can play Wave on turn 3, then you can play Onslaught on turn 4, Mystique on turn 5, and Wong and Hazmat on turn 6. Again, this doesn't allow you to get out the Ironheart combo, but Hazmat is gonna win you the game most of the time anyway. As long as your opponent has played more cards than you across 2 or more lanes, then you've won with Hazmat, proccing 256 times. However, in order for this to work, you need to have Wave on turn 3, you need to have Onslaught on turn 4, and you need to have Mystique on turn 5, specifically. Not impossible, not super likely. But there is one other card you can add into the mix which makes everything so much easier, and that's everyone's favorite 5-drop, Magic. Now with this basic sequence, the combo is actually really straightforward. You play Wong on turn 4, Magic on turn 5 on a different location to extend the game into turn 7. On turn 6, you play Onslaught, and on turn 7, you play Mystique and Ironheart or Hazmat. It's as easy as that. Straightforward, you just have to have the cards in the right order. You have to have Wong by turn 4, you have to have Magic by turn 5, you have to have Onslaught by turn 6, and Mystique plus your on-reveal card by turn 7. But of course you can combine Magic and Wave to have both of these techniques, and that frees you up a lot more. If you happen to have Wave and Onslaught and Mystique early, but you don't have Magic yet, that's fine. You can start going that route. Alternatively, you could wave out Magic. You could wave on turn 3 into Magic on turn 4, which allows you to then play the Wong a turn later on turn 5 and continue as usual. So there's lots of ways that this puzzle can be molded around the tools that you do have, but you do need to have a certain amount of the combo pieces by a certain turn in order to get anywhere. But not having those combo pieces consistently isn't going to cost you many cubes, because you're just going to retreat if you're not going to win the game. That's the beauty of Marvel Snap. And the beauty of this deck specifically is that for whatever reason, people still don't seem to know that it's coming. I guess at the end of the day, if the only cards that you've played are Wong and Magic and Onslaught, and you're losing all 3 zones, your opponent might not think that you're going to have the tools to win, and they'll be shocked when suddenly, you know, you jam Mystique and Hazmat, and suddenly they have negative 600 power across their locations. I suppose it'd be negative 300 power, really. Well, actually, no, it's going to be negative 256 power per card. If they have a location that's full of cards, then it's going to be negative 1,000 power. I digress. As for the on-reveal card that you play to win the game, you also have options there. I recommend putting Ironheart and Hazmat both in the deck so that you can play whichever one you have easy access to, but the other key option that you can win the game with is actually Gambit. You can play Gambit as the on-reveal card and just blow everything up on your opponent's side of the board. The downside is that you'll lose to Wakanda and you'll lose to Armor. And things can get pretty janky if your opponent has a Wolverine. I did spend a full 15 minutes playing ping pong with a Wolverine that just refused to die when I tried this technique the other day. One time, I didn't actually have the on-reveal card to play on the last turn. I'd done everything else. I had all of the ongoing stuff. The combo was fully set up. I just didn't have Ironheart or Hazmat, but I had Green Goblin. And sometimes you just want to watch the world burn. And so I watched Green Goblin go back and forward from my side of the board to my opponent's side of the board, to my side of the board, to my opponent's side of the board, for 20 minutes. It's worth stopping again and pointing out that the full combo isn't required to win every game. Again, just Wong, Mystique, and Ironheart can be enough to fill up the power on your side of the board and win you the game. Onslaught itself has a lot of power, and he can help you win the game on turn 6. Like, you don't need the combo strictly to win, but I would recommend retreating any game if your opponent snaps early, if you don't have the combo pieces that you need. At the same time, as soon as you do gather all of the combo pieces that you need, where you know you can win the game, you should be snapping early. Also, as far as the final turns that last 10 minutes or longer are going, Ben Brode actually posted on Discord recently that they are working on a fix for this. So something is going to change, whether they nerf the combo entirely or whether they do something to cancel the animations. I don't know how they're going to get around that, but something's going to change. So if you want to have fun with this, do it as soon as possible. I find that usually if I do gather the full combo together, I'm able to win at least 4 cubes consistently every single time. Actually, most of the time 8. The only downside again is the time that I have to waste in between while I'm waiting for the animations to go off. But you know, I can just go and try and do something more productive with my day, I guess. Come on, when you're playing Marvel Snap, you're supposed to be working. Admit it. Maybe this is a good thing. Just a couple final things I wanted to add really quickly before releasing this video. Firstly, this deck is actually really good for finishing your missions. You know, more than 20 power in one location, easy with Ironheart. Less than 10 power in one location, easy with Hazmat. 3 cost, 4 cost, 5 cost, and 6 cost cards, easy. Win a location with 1 card, easy. Win a location with 4 cards, easy. It's a great mission deck. But secondly, this deck is very easily countered if your opponent has a combo, an Arrow, a Magneto, a Juggernaut, a Rogue, a Storm, Scarlet Witch, or Rhino, Baron Mordo, Iceman. There are so many counters to this deck. If this deck does get more popular, expect these counters to appear more frequently, so get on and use it now. Alright, thanks for watching. Enjoy watching Green Goblin now for the rest of the video. Bye-bye.